So we have here is the Spanish Civil War by GMT. This is quite good game. And for not having many games on the Spanish Civil War, I prefer this one over the Crusade and Revolution, I think it is. It's basically a Paths of Glory clone using the same system on that one, whereas it seems dullish. I played the columns scenario on that one and the column scenario on this one. Compared to that, it has more chrome, more dynamics to it, and this one also has a nice what-if scenario of Germans invading Spain. So on this one, the strategy kind of have the nationalists somewhat down, the Republicans not so much. The nationalists basically are two phases, three phases. Basically, try to take the railroad line first off to remove the negative attack up on the north due to low ammo. Second is to reduce the northern Republican area up here as quick as possible before, in later turns of reinforcements, makes this salient very hard to take. Basically, hold the line on Madrid and up here around Zaragoza, and especially the railroad line here, because if you control this railroad line basically here, and the next phase of the nationalists is to push through this area up here to take this railroad line here, and you basically cut off the whole Madrid area, making it easier to take this area if they're cut off out of supply. As you can see, the Republicans pretty much is not a lot of units up here. Everybody, even the nationalists, everybody's up here in the northern half. So the Republicans, basically, you got a lot of your objectives are up here, all these towns. If you can get it up to 10 points, you basically win it. But the problem with the Republicans, which adds this really nice chrome, is all the units here are different factions in the columns. Some may work well with others and some don't. And also the nice thing too is that these columns, you don't know if the Republican attacks will go off well, and so it will be kind of adds that nice chrome there. But for the Republicans here, so you want to put pressure up here to keep the nationalists from bringing troops through here while the Republicans build up their defenses there. But if the nationalists are pushing hard here, you're going to have to forestall your attacks in these areas to bolster your defenses down here. So it's a bit of a puzzle for the Republicans. And then the problem too is a lot of their units are not powerful in the beginning, but they start shifting to normal combat units quicker than the nationalists. And the nationalists stay in their column units a bit longer, which makes a few turns problematic when units are withdrawn and you get holes created in your line, and both players are gonna be ready for that. Can catch you out if you're not ready. And we shall see how this goes. And the other nice thing about this game is they got a chip pool event, so it adds more chrome. So it's rather nice, and loads of units to come in. And we'll see after turn 1. So this is the status of end of turn 1 overview. I did mention that the nationalists were going to go for these railroads here for supply cut here and here. Kind of misremembering the supply rule. Basically, the important thing is that these cities, basically if you cut this area right here, these areas here, you basically cut off Madrid. So what to note here, for turn 1, the Alcazar fell in Toledo, which helped morale for the Republican side. It fell on turn 1, which is not good, but for the nationalists, but minor. This attack here was failed because insubordination by the columns. Just repositioning up here. The nationalists attacked the unit up there on the coast. It was lost, but also the nationalists lost 2 columns to the 1. That was painful for them. And then down here, they got most of the railroad taken. But what is good to note for the Republican player is the colonial unit took a hit. But most of all, this still was not taken, so another turn of low ammo up north is both the units that attacked the 1 column there, everybody was lost. So the Republican player lost 4 columns and the nationalists lost 4 columns. So kind of brutal on that. Losses. But that's turn 1. So this is the end of turn 2. So up here in the northern area, the nationalists did punch the hole through the line, but wasn't able to take the city there. Tried to remove that national unit behind them. The nationalists push the forward a bit, but they're on their supply line there is kind of tight. And over here, shifting units around to block that hole there. And all along this front, the 2 attacks here on the town here failed to go, and so did up here. And and everything's quite on the Madrid front. The nationalists here kind of ran forward to take that town, but the town doesn't have unlimited supply, but because of this guy here, some of the units pulled out, trying to form the line here in front of this guy. Bad thing for the Republicans is they tried to attack Granada, and it went off, but they rolled poorly and lost 3 units. All 0 attacks, but still they have to be rebuilt. And at the end of this turn, the ammo low supply is now over. So, and we'll see what turn 3 rolls out. Actually, on the beginning of the turn, the Nationalists got victory convoy, and that's why they got this guy up here to facilitate this attack event and getting that colonial unit up there to attack. But the Nationalists, he got this one, so he lost 3 units that would have came in on turn 2. So they're off doing their landings. So we'll see what the next turn holds up. So this is the end of turn 3. So seeing some interesting things here. Up here in the north, the Nationalists were able to split them in 2. And the Republicans pulled back a little bit from San Sebastian, but up here they attacked and crossed the river, had to reorganize units because of political reasons, and they were able to take this town here, which is good. That frees up all those units to come up on the line. Tried to attack this long colonial unit here. Didn't quite work out. They attacked here, took that town, so it's going to help the Nationalists with their supplies in this gap come up. And then moving troops around here. And Nationalists kind of killed the unit in the rear. So, and for the events, the Alcazar event was a non-event because it had fallen for the Nationalists. And for the Republicans was that event. So we'll see what next turn happens. So this is the status of end of turn 4 here. So the Republicans are getting the actual military units coming in on this turn, so they did some pushback up here and along this front, holding here, moved guys up here, tried to attack along this line here, but the columns did not want to fight, so they failed. We did take this town here. I think it's Unska, and so that was a big moment for the Republicans here. But up here in the north, things are not looking too well. We got these colonials back here attacking the main city. They had to pull guys off the line to reinforce. And then due to the event here, the Republicans had to attack out of the city and attack Olivedero, probably mispronounced that badly. And basically both units were killed and the 2-step unit was also lost. So luckily this turn the Republicans will be able to rebuild 1 unit and put it in there. So hopefully they can hold on to it for some more turns to get reinforcements in there, but it's looking pretty bleak up there. Hopefully the Republicans can push along the line and change that up. But we shall see. on the next turn. This is the end of turn 5. Down here in Granada, the Republicans tried to attack. Failed. They lost 2 units. And then up here was a real bad play. They did a 2-to-1 attack against a column with, and rolled. Both sides lost 2 steps, so basically wiped everything out in one fell swoop. Attacked up here, lost a unit for the Nationalists, but no go. Attacked up here, this lone, the MOL unit was attacked and wasn't lost, but the Republicans had to lose 2 units, rolling a 1. This attack didn't go off. Moved guys up there. We had up here an exchange, lost each step, but over here this fell. So it's not looking good up here in the north for the Republicans. But right now the Nationalist players got issues with these withdrawals, and gaps have formed up in the lines right now. But we got loads of reinforcements now coming in on turn 6. All these are coming in, so things are going to change up a bit here for. So this is the end of turn 6. Things are getting problematic up here in the north of Spain, but the Nationalists are pounding on it but not taking it. They tried to attack here, failed insubordination. Tried to attack right in this gap, but it was a complete loss on both sides. Attacked here, removed 2 units, and punched a hole back against the Nationalists. By the Republicans there, the Nationalists tried to take the city there, but didn't do anything. But right here, the Republicans cut off Granada again, and so that's going to be at a modifier because it's out of supply, but in town supply. So things are seesawing around. Oh, forgot to move that unit. Fix that. And we'll see what turn 7 has to bring. So this is the end of turn 7. So the Nationalists try to attack up here. Lost a few steps on both sides. But they were able to punch and retake the city. And due to political unrest here in Barcelona, this whole front basically they could not attack, so I was only able to move some units up, block. Tried to attack here, lost some steps, and tried to do an attack here and rolled poorly. Republicans lost 2 steps for 1. And then, but most importantly, even though they lost the city up in the north, they took Granada. So, let's see what turn 8 holds. Kind of stalemating out here on both sides, except up here. So this is turn 8. Front's kind of stabling out. Down here in Andalusia, they were fighting over this hex. Nationalists took it, the Republicans took it back, but the Republicans basically exchanged on that one, losing the same amount of steps. Up here, that was a disaster, losing 2 steps to none, and also against the 272 Brigade. These 4 units attacked with air, nothing happened. Well, losses for the Republicans. And up here, the Nationalists tried to attack the stack outside of the main city to reduce that down. And got some casualties there. The Republicans are fighting, trying to push back here. Nationalists are pushing out there, but my plan of trying to push hard here is basically stalled out. But the Republicans are stacking up there. So we'll see what turn 9 has to. So this is the end of turn 9. Sorry for the glare. But man, the Republicans are losing a lot of units. The line is pretty much stabilized here. Trying to get the glare out there. Kind of push the Nationalists back on that area here. Kind of shut that breakout a little bit there. Hit the headquarters there. Trying to push that out because that's a nice, good breakout area right there. Pretty thin. Up here in the northern area, they took that hex, so pushing out so they can get guys placed on that open hex and trying to get some counterattacks out here, which now the Nationalists need to get reinforcements up there. Attacked up here, lost some units on both sides. Quiet over along this front. And so it's pushing, seeing who can get the defenses up and break those, and holding, and see what turn 10 has to offer. So this is the end of turn 9. Pretty much stable out the front, fighting out up here in the north. The Nationalists were able to take the city there, and so the northern Republican area is going to be reduced pretty by next turn. Kind of holding the line along here. Republicans are trying to limit their losses as much as they can, but they got to keep the pressure off. But they're still doing relatively well. They're at 36 on morale level. So we'll see what turn. Actually, this is end of turn 10. The next turn is turn 11. We'll see what happens. So this is the end of turn 11. So the Nationalists have reduced the northern Republican area. Kind of reduced that hex, pushed out. The Republicans used a surprise, tried to take that town there, killed a few units, steps. The Nationalists attacked the city down here, And Andalusia lost a step for the Nationalists, 2 steps for the Republicans. It seems that the Republicans will keep losing more steps per that stack through battles, poor rolls, and things of that nature. And so we'll go to turn 12, see what happens. But I mean, with the morale still holding at 36, the Nationalists have got to really gear up the battles, because things are not looking all that good. So this is the end of turn 12. Still pretty static, but there's some problems for the Republicans. Like up here, the forces from the north shifted right into this front, slamming in there, and the Nationalists slamming down here to take the city, but haven't. The Republicans try to attack this guy here, the 158th Division, and rolled terrible. The Nationalists pierced the line there a little bit, and attacking here kind of didn't go very well again. But noticing that the Republicans are having problems with poor die rolling. Not really a strategy, it's just the dice are not being cooperative. So we'll see what happens in turn. So this is the end of turn 13. The Nationalists are pushing down here, counterattacking up there, but losing units. Can't get the right odds for the Republicans. The Nationalists are bashing away at the line, but not really moving all that quickly. We have 6 turns, and the Nationalists need to get it down to 0 morale, which is sitting at 34 now. So a tall order for. So this is the end of turn 15. Things did not go well up for the Republicans. Counterattack of these Nationalists are pushing up through towards Barcelona and breaking out down over the Ebro River. Down here, shifted forces around. The Nationalists broke out there, surrounded the town there, tried to attack. Republicans try to attack this stack here at 2011. It didn't go anywhere. Wasted all everybody's air. But it's still quiet, but this really hurt up here. Loss of 4 units, 4 steps to 1 step. Really hurt. Poor rolls. So this is the end of turn 15. Nationalists pushing down again, taking a few hexes, losing some steps. Counterattacks by the Republicans, losing more steps. Bad rolling. Shifting forces around to cover the losses, and not letting the Nationalists get too high of a roll odds. But still, they only have 1, 2, 3, 4 turns to get the morale down. I guess me taking quick turns to play this out is not, and being ill, I've not been playing optimal. So we shall see how things turn out in the last few turns. this is the end of turn 17. As a little thought here is, since I knew the Republican side had their morale pretty high in the sort of midpoint of the game, is that I should have stopped attacks and just dug in as possible, and then had a force ready for breakouts like this, and then counterattacked, killing the units when they're small enough, and saved replacements instead of losing a ton, and let the nationalists bash their heads against the Republican lines, basically. Because now it's pretty weak with the nationalists attacking all up and down the lines as hard as they can, because basically they got 2 turns to get the Republicans down to 1 morale. They're sitting at 28, which I doubt they'll do in 2 turns. So there's a strategy for Republicans. If they don't get too out of position early in the game, which I've seen, it's up to the Republicans, I guess, could dig in and draw out the nationalists slowly and win. And it's all up to the nationalists to be fast, as quick as they can. So we'll see what the last 2 turns happen. So this is the end of turn 18. So the nationalists are pushing further in, but due to poor rules, not as quickly. Barcelona's getting more threatened, but the interesting thing is the Soviets will get giving supplies, so 3 replacements are going to become right there on that supply hex. And I don't think the nationalists are going to get down 20 points in 1 turn. So this looks like a Republican win, basically. So, interesting play of poor die rolls, generally on the Republican side, that really affected his defense now with the loss of tons of units. So we'll see what happens on the last. So this is the status of the end of the game. So the nationalists won, but like the Republicans that were having problems with die rolling in the beginning of the game, the last few turns the nationalists were going nowhere with their attacks. They racked up quite a few losses in the last couple turns due to poor die rolling, but the Republicans held out at 20, 8, and so again this game held out a very different result, a little bit, compared to some other games that I've played, also due to the fact that the nationalists had a lot of chits left because they kept pulling the no result for a lot of them. And, well, this is the Spanish Civil War. Nice, neat game on many different levels. Great chrome, combat, a strategic problem for both sides. Nice little game.